is Tracy Leela, spiritual medium and astrologer. Today we're talking about the 12th house and what lurks in the shadows. And what this really is I want to take a look at the blind spots within your natal chart in regards to the 12th house. And these are the houses that are in aversion to your 12th house. It means that if you have planets in your 12th house, your planets aren't able to really see clearly these houses and what's going on there. If there's transits going on within those houses, it could be creating a very uncomfortable, irritable itch that you can't scratch. And it will have you just feeling in this funk until the transits start to move and get past that point of aspect. If you have planets natally in aversion in these shadowy spaces, blind spots in regards to the 12th, this could be an ongoing reflective energy that you've been living with your entire life. And the more conscious we are of the blind spots, of these houses of aversion, the better we're able to cope with the energy that we're experiencing. And so the houses that are lurking in the shadows in aversion to the 12th would be the 1st, the 11th, the 7th, and the 5th. And these are, all the houses are important, but these ones to me are incredibly key, because the first house is all about you. It's about you in physical form, you and your physical experience here. It's how people see you initially when they meet you. It's everything to do about your physical body in this physical world, in this physical experience. And so if you have planets in the 12th house, you're not seeing those planets aren't seeing you, and it can be a real confusion as to who you really are. Especially if you have your luminaries in the 12th house, it's almost like you don't even really know yourself. Like you're not seeing what other people are seeing about you. And especially if you have your chart ruler in the 12th house, which would be in aversion to the 1st. The 11th house is kind of hiding the aspirations that you have in regards to your friends, your groups, your alliances. There could be a disconnect and you're not understanding why. And again, another problem. And then the 7th house, we look at interpersonal relationships, one-on-one relationships. This is the house also of marriage, of romantic relationships, of committed relationships, of business partnerships. But it really is that interpersonal relationship on a one-on-one basis. Now, the 7th house, is also about open enemies. And this is very, very important. I am actually living and experiencing this reflective energy right now as we speak. And it's really challenging because the 12th house is the house of hidden enemies. It's the snakes in the grass. It's the people that you think are really, really good to you, but turn around and end up stabbing you in the back and you're blindsided by it, right? It's a house of hidden enemies. Whereas the 7th house is the house of open enemies. It's clear, it's evident that you and that person, you're just not meshing. And when you have 12th house placements, it can also create that blind spot where there could be open enemies that are right in front of your face, but how you respond and you react to those open enemies can cause some irritability, some just, like I said, it's like an itch that you can't scratch, and it's just like, oh, why am I feeling like this? And then the 5th house, we have the house of where you create joy in your life, right? It's the house of creation. It's the house of birthing. It's why it's the house of children. And it's the house that would represent where you can discover and explore and reinvent yourself to create joy in your life. And this is really tough if we're not seeing that aspect from the 12th house. Again, it all depends on your placements in the 12th house, which planets are there, how you respond and react to your 12th house energy will depend upon the zodiac sign that's within it, in regards to also the undercurrent of the Pisces energy of the collective unconscious. And so, you could see how frustrating it can be for a 12th house native, especially with some heavy placements, your luminaries, your chart ruler, when you aren't even able to really recognize your own self. your contribution and your connection with groups and friends, with your one-on-one relationships with people, feeling really even more irritable than the average person based on the open enemies in the seventh house, and how to really create that joy that you need in your life. And so when planets are transiting, you're really going to feel this energy. The good news is the planets keep orbiting, so eventually it's going to dissipate and, be released from it. But if you have planets that are natally in aversion to your 12th house, this is where we definitely want to be more conscious. So my recommendation is to look at your chart, pull it up, see what's going on in these houses that are lurking in the shadows, blind spots to your 12th, what those planets represent for you in your life, correlating it to the reflective experience and energy that you've been experiencing with living with this energy. And what that's going to do is create more conscious light around it all. And then that's where ideas and things start to make sense. You start to connect the dots. You start to become aware of this energy. And when you are faced with that energy, you're able to have more clarity on how to navigate through it in a more healthier way. I really recommend you journaling. There's something magical that happens when we put paper to pen, or pencil to paper, paper to pen, pencil to paper. I like pencil because it's made of wood, so it's the element of earth, and then paper obviously is the element of earth, so it's a little bit more grounding when we're journaling with a pencil and paper. But it allows you to expand yourself. When you write things down, you see things from new perspectives. It's just like when we're able to release what we need to let out verbally, we become more conscious. And it's through that consciousness, it's through that awareness that we create healing. And healing, it really is just becoming more conscious of the bullshit that's going on, and then learning some coping mechanisms that make sense for you to move past it. Breathing techniques, again, journaling, taking a moment to just go for a walk. Walking is incredibly, it's healing on every single level. It's good for your heart, it's good for your stress levels, it's good for your body, for your mind, for your spirit. And knowing that when these things are triggered, and you start to feel these experiences, and you can look to your chart and be like, okay, there's a transit, it's correlated, it makes sense. Now I just have to use my coping mechanisms to get through this period of time. And again, if it's natal placements, it's an ongoing spiritual practice that should be put into place for you to be able to more easily navigate through this energy. So I hope this was of benefit for you. Please comment below. I'd love to hear your thoughts, any questions you may have. And that's it. Until next time.